Hello, welcome to Spirituality Simplified. This week we are going to be doing some reflections around this new moon. So the new moon is today, Friday, July 9th, 2021. And I wanted to do some fun activities today that you can follow along with and do something a little bit different. Of course, I'll be channeling some messages from the new moon herself, but also just kind of going into some reflection exercises that you can do. So I am, for all of you that are watching, you can see that I've created my little energy altar, which we'll talk about today. For all of you that are just listening, I will explain all the different items and how you can incorporate this into your own altar, or you can just bring it into your meditation. All is good. All right, let's get started. Okay, so what I'd like to do is just go ahead and read some messages that I got from the new moon herself about this new moon. And I just got such a great, fun, it seems like a very vibrant energy. Typically new moons are very much about okay, time for action, right? Time to manifest, time to make those dreams come true. And that's very much the energy that I got from this new moon. But she had some good advice, so we're going to talk about that. All right, so the new moon, this is what she has to say. This is a time for rebirth and awakening. We have been in a major transition into awakening to the truths all around us. This new moon provides the clarity you need to make any necessary changes. And the changes might be big ones. This is a powerful new moon, along with the summer solstice that we just had. This is a turning point, and that point is turning inwards towards you. It's asking you to take a good hard look at yourself, your life, your relationships, your environment, your beliefs, your choices, your career, and ask, is this still aligned with my soul? Is this still making me happy and fulfilled? If not, it may be time for a change, a new beginning, a new chapter. And she provides these tools. We'll go into this in a minute, but she says, use these tools to help you go inward and ask these tough questions. It's time to face your true reality. It's time to take inventory on your own stock. Are you low on love or joy or play or compassion? Which shelves are looking a little empty or running dangerously low? Replenish yourself with what you need. This may mean moving to a whole new warehouse, or you may need to reorganize your shelves, moving certain products to the front and center of your attention. Or some of those products may need to be retired for good, or you may just need to sell altogether and start anew. The time to pounce is now. There is no more hiding or denying this truth. It's out, plain and clear, just like the new moon. It's up to you what you choose to do with that information. Truth is information, and information is power. It's time to start remembering you again. Your true self is saying, hey you, remember me? I've been on the back shelf collecting dust all these years. It's time I get a cleaning and a restoration. Bring me back to life. So I love that message. I mean, I think it's such a great message anytime, but, again, we talk about how it's so important to flow with the energies of the universe. So working with the moon and the solstice and the different changes that are going on in this universe and our planet is such a great way to flow with yourself and to flow with it instead of trying to fight against what's happening out of your control, right? We can't control the universe. We can't control Mother Earth. She's doing her thing, which is all good. So we just have to learn how to flow with that. So, with this new moon, it's a great time to do some self-reflection, to really go inwards and take a good look at yourself, connect with your true self. So, what I wanted to do, I thought this was kind of fun, and this is something that when I first started exploring my spirituality, exploring my intuition, my true self, I worked with this tool to help me connect with my true self. And it's amazing. I still use it to this day. And I'll show you. It's called Pendulum Palooza. And this is a product that was created by Michelle and Roger Welch. So I had Michelle Welch on as a guest to talk about her new book, and she was my very first spiritual mentor, and she's awesome and so amazing and such a beautiful person. And so I used this book in the beginning, and it really, really helped. And so there's different pages that have different topics like number, and I'll show here on the video so you can see there's numbers. And so you use your pendulum to ask questions. So you say, what number am I resonating with the most today? Or what do I need to know today? And your pendulum will help point to the right thing. So you go through these different pages and you can write down all the information that you get, and then you can take a look at it and say, what is the major theme that my true self is trying to tell me right now? So it's such a great tool. I love it. I love sharing that on this podcast, and you can go to soultopia.com. I think it's soultopia.com. So Michelle and Roger own a couple Soultopia stores in the Dallas area, but you can order online. And so if you're interested in that, definitely feel free to check that out. Just wanted to mention that. But what I went ahead and did today was I went through this book and asked some questions about this new moon. So I want to go through what the different answers that I got from our beautiful new moon. And these are the tools that she was talking about earlier. So you can do something similar. So you can, go by, I asked, this is kind of towards the collective, but you can go in and ask specific questions about yourself. So for example, let's go through. So I asked, what color is the best color to work with during this new moon? And I got pink. So I am wearing a pink t-shirt. So all of you who are listening can't see that, but wearing colors is a great way to infuse the energy. So color definitely has energy. Everything has energy, numbers, everything. So, if you want to infuse a certain color's energy, just wear that color. That's a great way to do that. So I put my pink shirt on, and then I asked, just to let you know too, so pink, what does that represent? So pink is a very loving, compassionate, friendly, nurturing color. I mean, it's the color of love, right? Like red is too, but pink really is. I mean, it's the color of your heart chakra. Heart chakra can be green or pink. And so it's just that love and compassion. That's what I really think about when I think of pink. So that's a great color to work with during this new moon. The number that is resonating with this new moon is the number 1. So, of course, if you listen to this podcast, I love numerology, so I have to go into that. So 1 is all about new beginnings. It's all about leadership, sometimes solitude, strong will. And it's interesting because this episode, there's the dog. This episode is number 37. And when you reduce 37 down in numerology, it comes down to a number 1. So, I always say there's no coincidences at all in life. So it's not a coincidence that this episode happened to reduce down to number 1. And that's the number that we're resonating with this new moon. Okay, so I asked which archangel would be good to work with and call upon during this new moon. And I heard Archangel Raphael. And Archangel Raphael is the angel of healing. I call upon Archangel Raphael whenever I do any healings for clients, for self-healing. Raphael is really great in helping you to tap into your own healing abilities, your clairvoyance, your psychic abilities. He's a great archangel that a lot of light workers and healers work with. And so this is a great time, new moons, full moons, solstice, they're all great times of healing. This is a good time to clear what's no longer serving you, release anything out that you don't need, and Archangel Raphael can help you do that. So you just need to call upon working with Archangel Raphael. And if you want to know how to do that, there's an episode on Archangel specifically, so check that out if you want to know. So that was really cool. I also asked which goddess would be good to work with at this new moon, and I heard Ostara. And Goddess Ostara is, again, all about new beginnings, and she's about awakenings and growth and fertility. So that is very well, perfectly aligned with this new moon, this new beginnings, the new moon, this growth, this newness, this change, whatever you need to do to make those changes in your life. Ostara and Archangel Raphael can help you with that. In terms of the chakra, I asked which chakra that we need to pay attention to and focus on and maybe try to activate during this new moon. And I heard the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is the second chakra. It's right below your belly button. And this chakra is all about your creativity. It's about your sexuality. It's about emotions. It's literally like birth, right? Like birthing new ideas. So again, that is also very applicable. It's very much in line with everything that we've been hearing so far. Nurturing too, that's also area, of course, for fertility. So that goes along with Ostara and everything we've been talking about. Okay, so in terms of which crystals to work with, so the 3 crystals that would be best to work with during this new moon, which I thought this was kind of fun because usually when I think of crystals, I think of, okay, typically for the new moon, you work with white crystals or clear crystals, and then during, the full moon, you work with white crystals and clear crystals, but then with the new moon, since it's darkness, you work with black crystals. But this was kind of fun. I said, okay, well, which crystals specifically do we need to work with during this specific new moon? So the crystals I got were calcite, and I chose, calcite, there's so many different colors out there. There's red, orange. I picked an orange calcite that I have, and I'll kind of show that to everybody. I love orange calcite, and I chose orange just because the sacral chakra is resonant with the color orange, and I feel like this could be good to work with. Like if you wanted to do a meditation, maybe you could put an orange calcite directly on your sacral chakra. You can lay down and put that there, or you can just hold it in your hand. If you don't have one, that's fine too. You can just channel in its energies and think about it. You can even find a picture on the internet, print it out, whatever works. It's all about the intention, right? So with calcite encourages learning and channeling, and it helps alleviate apathy. So, sometimes we can get kind of stuck or stagnant. New moons are all about action, right? It's time to go. It's time to implement those ideas that you've been thinking about over the past month. And now it's go time. So calcite can kind of help give you that boost, that energy, kind of get rid of any apathy. And I love that it says it's, all about channeling. So that's what we are doing, right? Like when you are working with these different tools, such as these crystals or essential oils, you're channeling in those energies. You can channel in Archangel Raphael. You can channel in, Goddess Astera. This crystal is going to help you with your own channeling abilities. It's all about going inward and channeling your true self, right? So that's going to help you to do that too. So I love that. The next crystal is aragonite, which is really cool. This is there's different colors of aragonite. The one, excuse me, the one I have is kind of like it's almost kind of pinky. It's like clear, but kind of reddish, like a brownish reddish color, I guess you could say. And it kind of looks like it's like in I don't know, like a cross or something. It's really beautiful. It's pretty fascinating. Check out aragonite like on the internet and see pictures. It's really cool if you don't have one. But aragonite encourages zeal for life, and it alleviates any oversensitivity and helps alleviate past life issues. So this is really cool. So this is, with this new moon, which is all about healing, part of healing, sometimes we carry things from our past lives. We carry things over from our ancestors. And that's just the way, we have multiple, at least I believe, we have multiple lifetimes, and we have certain trauma that gets carried over. And so sometimes when you feel a certain way and you're like, why am I feeling this way? I don't understand this. This is coming out of left field. That's probably something coming up from a past life, or maybe something passed down from an ancestor that's just not relevant in this lifetime anymore. So, and that's okay. It's, you can go and you can heal that trauma. So aragonite can help you. You can channel its energies. And again, working along with Archangel Raphael, who is the angel of healing. And ask Archangel Raphael, ask your true self, ask Astera to help you, and ask this aragonite to help you clear any kind of trauma that's maybe from past lives that you don't need anymore in this lifetime. And sometimes it's surfacing for a reason though. So, if you're meditating on this, connect with your true self, connect with your spirit guides, and maybe see if there's something that you need to know. Like maybe it's coming to your awareness for a reason. And then once you figure that out, then you can let it go. Sometimes it's fine. You can just let it go. It's just something that came to the surface and needs to be released. So that's something just to think about when you're doing any kind of healing work. So aragonite's really cool. Definitely check that one out. And then we have bloodstone. Bloodstone is awesome. I always thought bloodstone's kind of fascinating because it is a root chakra stone. And you would think it'd be red, but it's actually kind of like a green color. It's really interesting. At least the one I have is. But it's really powerful. Bloodstone encourages courage and patience and alleviates any irritability or aggressiveness. So these crystals are all really great at helping you to go inward, kind of assess what's going on. Maybe things are coming to the surface that need to be cleared. They're going to help you see this truth that the new moon is asking you to look at for this new moon. And it's going to help you to release those. It's going to help you clear. It's going to help you find that courage to start this new chapter or start this new beginning, right? So you hear that new beginning theme a lot in everything that's coming up when going through this. So, it may be time for that change. It may be time for that new beginning. And so bloodstone is going to give you that courage to do that, to make that leap, have that faith, and continue forward. So really, really interesting. And they're beautiful. I have laid them out on my little altar cloth here. I call it like my energy cloth or energy altar because I'm just channeling all the energies from all these tools that we're talking about today. Okay, and I asked which essential oil would be great to work with during this new moon, and I heard, or the pendulum pointed to bergamot. So bergamot is all about self-respecting. It's about awakening and releasing. So all of the things we've been talking about, new beginnings, awakenings, releasing, healing, all of that. So I didn't actually have bergamot essential oil, but I have a blend that is actually the first ingredient. It's called Joy. It smells so good. So I brought that out, channel those energies. And again, you don't have to have it. You can just channel in its beautiful energies. And don't forget that the calcite's going to help you channel. So that's the essential oil you can work with. And in terms of the tarot cards, so that's what's kind of cool about this Pendulum workbook is they have the major arcana in here. And so the major arcana card, these are like the main big themes of life. And the one that I asked, is what resonates with this new moon is the Emperor card. And I'll show that here, if you can see that. So the Emperor card, it's a very strong card. It is very stable, represents confidence, power. It's a great, this is again, it's like finding that confidence and that empowerment and, going inward and saying, okay, what do I need to make a change? Having that confidence to bring more stability into your life, to bring more confidence, to bring more, power, really feel confident in your life and who you are and where you are, right? So it's good to take a look at all the different areas of your life and see if there's some areas that are, maybe lacking or maybe feeling a little unstable, maybe not so confident, so taking a look at those and trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do in this area, right? So channel in the Emperor. He can help you. Now also in the book, which is cool, so there's the major arcana and then you have the minor arcana, which are the different suits. So the suits are wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. And so what we're resonating with this new moon are the wands. So the wands they represent the fire element. And so that's all about inspiration and spirituality and energy flow and ideas. So I have brought out some incense here. I have a candle too, just to represent this fire element in my little meditation here. And again, you can, just channel it in. You can always connect with the fire element or any of the elements. And this I'm just using is representing, the incense is representing fire for me. Okay. So again, that's not everything in this book, but those are the ones that I wanted to ask about the new moon. So these are the tools that the new moon recommends for all of us to use during our meditation. And again, this meditation, it's all about connecting with your true self and asking, which areas maybe need some tweaks, which are good. Maybe there's some changes you need. That is what this meditation is going to be all about. And these tools are going to help you get those answers. And that's what's really cool. That's what I love about this pendulum book. It's such a great way to help you connect with your true self. And like we did today, so we can go through these different categories and take a look at that and say, okay, what are the themes that I'm seeing? And so for this new moon, we've talked a lot about new beginnings. We've talked a lot about awakening and healing, releasing, creativity, finding confidence to take that next step, channeling, connecting inward, working with angels and guides. I mean, this is so cool. Like, this can help you feel really confident. And sometimes I think a lot of people have a hard time connecting with their true self. They're like, how do I do that? Well, this is how I learned. So I think this is an awesome way, and it's fun, right? And I wanted to actually read this passage from this Galactic Calendar. So I use this calendar to help me connect with the energies of the universe every day. And again, we talked about it's so easy and nice to flow with the energies of the universe. So I wanted to read what today this new moon was all about. And it was interesting. It's about hands. And the reason I kind of thought about that was because, when you're using these tools, when you're working with the pendulum to connect with your true self, you're using your hands a lot, right? You're working with crystals, you're holding them, you're shuffling tarot cards, you're, putting on essential oils. I mean, you're using your hands for healing. And you're going to hear in this passage how the focus of hands is really important right now. And the focus is on healing. And it coincides beautifully with everything that we've learned today, all the messages, all the things that have come up, all the themes that the new moon is trying to convey to us. So for this new moon, it is the Blue Hand Day. So I'm going to read this for you. Bring this over here. Blue Hand embodies the power of creativity and mastery. Completion and attainment are the work of hands, to bridge, to mend, to support, to lend. The great civilizations of humanity could never have been built if not for our hands. While achievement is the common proof of accomplishment, we are reminded that the process of actualizing is equally relevant. Genuine accomplishment carries an inherent force of healing. Engaged in our activities, we are infused with purpose. We are fulfilling the moment. We are communing through process. When we bring peace to all that we do, everything becomes an act of healing. Let us express our artistry, craft, and skills as a means to uplift ourselves, our community, and our environment. As we acknowledge our personal need for healing, may we also sensitize to the universal need for healing. While healing begins with an acceptance of what is, as it is, may we also set out to accomplish transformations that open the next level of our lives. From this attitude of non-resistance, we can take steps to help relieve the suffering of ourselves and others. Our physical hands are tools of knowing. Hands sense, hands heal. As extensions of our innate being, our hands both receive and transmit energy and speak a universal language. Blue Hand encourages us to acknowledge our hands and the power of touch. A million worlds of separation vanish in one embrace. And again, that is from the Galactic Calendar, which is pretty cool. It's pretty groovy. It's kind of far out there. But it's so, it's amazing how in sync it is. And I feel like that message just, again, ties so beautifully in with everything that we've been talking about, everything about this new moon. So, again, putting it kind of all together, right? So we've learned a lot today. There's a lot of information, but really, again, the big themes is just to really take some time to go inward and to heal. And if you're watching this, I'm putting my hands over my heart because your hands are so healing. And just feeling your heartbeat and feeling the rise and fall of your chest, when you breathe. And your hands, we're all healers. We are. You can heal your own self. You have that power. Feel that empowerment. Feel the healing from your angels. You're not alone. That's another message that I receive all the time. We're not alone. We don't have to go through this life alone. We have so much amazing support from spirit and from our own true selves and from our communities and loved ones. And so we're never, never alone. And so this new moon, I encourage you to just take some time to do some self-reflection, do some meditation. Place your hands on your heart, place your hands on your body, feel your body, feel your strength, feel your heart. Really allow your hands to help you connect to your heart, to your true self. Take some deep breaths and really feel your body, and really just kind of take some time to appreciate and tell your body how much you love and appreciate it, because it works so hard for you, and it's this vessel to allow you to do this beautiful work in this planet. And ask yourself which areas are maybe out of balance in your life. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's your career, maybe you're focusing too much on your hobbies. Whatever that is, let your true self share that information with you. And work, if you want, you can channel these amazing tools that we talked about: crystals, tarot cards, essential oils. You can call upon Archangel Raphael. You can call upon Goddess Astera. And you can call upon the element of fire to help give you that inspiration that you need, to help give you the courage you need to make a change if you need to. So really, that's what this new moon is all about. So take some time to connect with yourself. Allow yourself that time and that space to do that, because we all deserve it. This is ultimate self-care, is just taking time to go inward and connect with who you truly are and decide, where do we want to go? This is that turning point. And again, like the moon says, turning inward towards you. It's like, there it is. Okay, the arrow is pointing towards me. I guess pointing towards you, right? So it's time to really take that good look at what's going on and do what we need to do to change and to realign. And that's okay. Again, just flowing with the universe. Things change. The universe changes. We've been through so much change. We're going to change too. And there's nothing wrong with that. Change can be good. It can be disruptive. It can be difficult for many people. But these tools are going to help you. And these, working with your angels and your guides and goddesses and your spirit helpers, they're going to help you as well. So I thank you so much for tuning in today. And I hope that you have a beautiful new moon. And let me know how this meditation went for you, and how connecting with your true self went. And let us know how you connected with these energies, and which ones really resonated with you, which ones stood out for you. You can join us in my LinkedIn group, which is Your Soul at Work. And you can join in the discussion there if you'd like. But again, I wish you a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you next time. And remember, of course, to keep it spiritual, but keep it simple. Thanks. See you next time.